Hello students, those students who are moving to class 11th and are going to start subject physics. This video is about how to start learning physics and what are the requirements of physics in class 11 and how you should start preparing for the subject. Now the first thing I always tell the students to take a small bridge course in mathematical physics, which means you should take a mathematical course particularly on calculus. Now, why I am saying this? This is based on my personal experience as a student as well as a teacher. Now, when I was in class 11, what difficulties I faced and what difficulties I see or I find the students are facing in class 11 when I am teaching physics. Now, we have to understand one thing, that physics is a subject whose language is essentially mathematics. This means when you move to class 11th after your secondary board examinations, the thing that you will find immediately is the language of physics is essentially mathematics. That is why I am saying that you should start with a basic course in calculus, because in mathematics we will come across differentiation, integration, but later in the course, because in class 11th, at the end of class 11, you will encounter or you will get used to differentiation. In class 12th you will study integration in mathematics, but in physics right from chapter 2 we have to use calculus. That is why a student before starting physics must take a short course on calculus to ensure that they have good understanding of physics. So in order to understand physics, we have to first start with basic understanding of calculus and why calculus is used in physics and how calculus or mathematics and physics are interconnected. Now, once you have gone through a small course in mathematics, you can start reading NCERT physics. Now, why I always say NCERT physics? Because NCERT physics is conceptually very rich and it is written by experts who are in the same field of physics with tons of experience. So, these books are written by expert teachers who have the subject experience as well as teaching experience for very long time. So you start preparing your physics from NCERT books. Now moving ahead, what I want to tell all the students is, once you have developed your mathematical understanding and you have started reading the NCERT book, you must ensure that you read it properly so that you understand the laws of physics, the principles and the theoretical development based on these laws and principles. So unless you develop good concept or grip on the laws and principle of physics, then you won't be able to analyze the subject properly. So you must undergo analytical treatment of the laws and principles wherever it is applicable. This means you must go through all the mathematical aspect of the laws and principles, and then you should go through various theories that have been developed on the basis of laws and principles. So once you have gone through it, then it is the time to move towards problem solving. Now if you move to problem solving, it is not about applying formula and solving numericals. Remember that when we talk about problem solving in physics, it has immense application of those laws and principles that you have already learned, and how you have analyzed those laws and principles with analytical treatment of those laws and principles. Now once you are able to connect the theories and mathematics, you are in a position to solve the problems. Then you can start solving the problems or the numerical part. We must understand that physics is a subject which is based on observation and experimentation. So since it is a subject based on experimentation and observation, on the basis of observation and experimentation, all the laws and principles of physics have been developed. So that is why time and again I tell the student to ensure that you develop good concepts and theoretical depth in physics. And after you have done that, there should not be any problem with problem solving. Some students tell that reading NCERT is difficult, we don't understand NCERT physics. The reason is the requirement of NCERT physics is little mathematical. Since, as I have already told you, that you must start with a short course on calculus. Once you are comfortable with basic calculus, then I don't think that you will have any difficulty in understanding NCERT physics. Now, moving ahead, It is very important that you study the subject on daily basis. You have separate time for problem solving. Whether you are going to take IIT JEE mains, advanced, NEET, it really does not matter. But if you really want to enjoy the subject physics and want to ensure that you develop good concepts and skills in physics, that is very important. You give sufficient time to the subject on daily basis. Now, how much time should be sufficient? See, as a teacher, what I have found in class 11th and 12th, and as a student, in fact, when I was a student as well, I found that giving around 2 hours daily to the subject is sufficient. And for that, you must practice 1 hour numericals, and 1 hour should be given to theoretical development, concept development initially when you start learning physics. Now, once you are very well versed with the principles, the laws, the theoretical development of physics, then you can give more time for problem solving. Particularly if you are targeting entrance examinations like JEE Mains, Advanced, NEET, etc., etc. Now, even if you are, as I said, even if you are not targeting these exams, problem solving is a very important part of physics. Once you develop concepts, you must develop your problem solving ability, because physics encounters various problems in our day-to-day. When we see problem solving in physics, we will find out that these problems are very practical in nature, that we encounter in our day-to-day life. So physics is such a subject that you will find everywhere surrounding you. It is present in the air, it is present in the space, it is present in the entire universe, and all the laws and principles that are present, they are present in our nature, in fact. But various scientists, with their hard work, they have tried to find out, derive these laws and principles, and this helped the subject to grow. And whatever right now in the position we are in the world of science and technology, a big thanks to the mathematical development of physics. So student, if you really want to ensure that your development of the subject knowledge is very, very important, that you take a right step. Another very important point I would like to mention here is, students sometimes I see that they jump from one chapter to another chapter. You must not jump from one chapter to another. There is a sequence of chapter given in NCERT book, or even for that matter any board in our country has given a sequence which is more or less same. For example, we start with basic understanding of mathematics, we move to the physical world, unit and dimension, kinematics, mechanics, etc., etc. Now, if you do not study it in a sequential manner, then you are going to encounter problems in physics, because every chapter is connected with another chapter in some way or the other. So suppose you have not done mechanics and you are studying thermodynamics, you will of course have difficulty in understanding the laws of thermodynamics, because you don't have basic understanding of basic laws of nature, you don't have basic understanding of mechanics. So that is why I said that there is a sequence in which the chapters must be learned, and that sequence is given in NCERT itself. So if you follow these little things, then learning physics will become an enjoyable experience, and you will be able to reach whatever target you have set as far as your class 12 board examination is concerned, or your IIT JEE mains, advanced, NEET, or any particular examination you are targeting. So take this process, and I am sure that with my experience, I have whatever experience I have as a teacher and as a student, what difficulties I found. So if you follow these particular points, then I think the subject will become very enjoyable. Thank you.